Baldur's Gate 3 has consumed my life and soul, and I don't know if I should be grateful to it or crying, sobbing on the floor over the fact that it also got to me. Like, like I feel like everybody else. Obviously, it makes me want to draw the characters, but I first had to figure out how to draw the characters. I figured Shadowheart would be the easiest for me to start with because I'm not very practiced in buff ladies. I'm sorry, Karlach. And she also just seemed kind of like the easiest. I don't know. She's also very sweet. So I sketched some heads of her at the beginning. I didn't record that part, but I did put in the recording from clip so we can still see that happening. It was mostly to figure out how I wanted to draw her hair before I did a full piece. Of course, it turns out that I forgot she had a high ponytail and like a clip in the back or something, because all of the references I grabbed were just like sort of clipped short but to the back of her head. So she's not exactly canon compliant in the headshots, but I promise it's all fixed in the final result. Also, for the heads, I was just doing the way her appearance shows when you first meet her, but for the final piece, I decided that I really wanted her other look, even though I think that these headshots turned out really cute. If you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 or you don't want any spoilers for the game or the character lines or anything like that, then I will do my best to avoid any major spoilers. But I mean, the game has been out for a year. I don't know how I managed to avoid all of the big spoilers, probably because I wasn't looking for them. I didn't know if I was going to like the game until I really got into it. It kind of didn't hit me until Act 2 either. So I'm pretty late to getting into it. But I will say the culprit is probably because the game was so chunky, I couldn't run it even if I wanted to. It's only by the saving grace of my partner and their beefy gaming PC. So I'm sure that other people out there are also in a similar situation to what I was. I mean, I haven't even bought the game for myself yet because it costs money, but I am really enjoying that I get to play it anyway. So about the piece, I had a couple of inspirations going into it, first of all. When I was drawing the initial sketch and most of the rest of it, I had The River by Aurora looping. A couple other songs, but that was like the main inspiration for just why it was like that pose, that atmosphere, that emotion. Actually, I just remembered that when I was first sketching the piece, I was debating on making Shadowheart cry because of the song. The song has lines in it about crying. So I can't remember if I actually sketched tears into the sketch or if it was just a passing thought, but I obviously forgot about it because she is not crying in the final result. I also have been really wanting to try some art nouveau. Art nouveau? You know, the art style where there's designs and borders around the edges. It sort of like frames the piece, and oftentimes it's symmetrical on either side. I don't actually know if it's always symmetrical or it's just kind of more likely to be. Clearly mine is not. I didn't really know where to start with it and start learning about it. So what I did could not be Art Nouveau at all and just my own thing, but whatever it is, I think it's pretty. I did want the framing around the right side and the bottom left corner to be like light or like divine light, divine fire or something, cause like she's a cleric. So it was supposed to be smoke or mist or something going up the right side, but I didn't know how I wanted it to look. So I just made them both fire because that was easier to stylize and less thinking for my brain when I was already trying something new. I did originally have Shadowheart holding a mace because that's kind of what clerics typically are given, I think. It's like their starting gear in D&D, at least. But in the end, I found some screenshots of like an ideal armor set and weapon that people had made for her. And most of them seemed to give her the same weapon, which is a spear maybe? I don't know actually. It's got a star on it. I went with the spear. And for her armor, I kind of mishmashed what I saw from the screenshots that multiple people had given her. A, because the screenshots were a little bit grainy. Some of them were very tiny. And B, because I am not practiced in drawing armor. So I did what I could. I mean, that's what art is anyway, right? You can't just draw one-to-one all the time. But enough about the art. I finished Baldur's Gate 3, I think maybe a week ago, maybe 2. It was late at night. I was supposed to get off at 12 because I had an early morning the next day. And instead, I think we got off at 3:30, because the fights just kept going. And the fights were long. I remember one fight took like half an hour, and we were playing on Explorer mode. So that really bears well for our future files, which are all currently on Balanced or Tactician. But I actually didn't even romance Shadowheart. I romanced Karlach, and I really wanted to draw her for a video too, but I haven't figured out how to draw her yet. I definitely want to go along all of the romance lines for every single character, but man, I'm stuck between the duality that is me. Because whenever I play, I swear, whenever I play a game that has romance plotlines for like different characters, I both want to see every single plotline for every single character, including the bad ends. I will be going through every single option that there is for me so that I can see and experience everything for myself. But B, I also get insanely attached to the first character I choose to romance. And I feel so bad when I ignore them in future playthroughs. And in the case of BG3, not only do I feel horrible for not kissing Karlach again, but I also got really attached to the character I made in that campaign that was kissing Karlach. So now, I'll also feel weird if I make a new character to kiss Karlach with. And I don't know how to mitigate it, because so we were playing on Explore mode, the easy baby way, and we fell in love with the characters that we made so bad that we decided to remake the file and play them again, but on Tactician. So at least I get to have that character kissing Karlach again. But what do I do after that? Like, do I just keep playing the same character? I want to experience everything. I want different classes and different races and different romance. But Karlach. I will say, I am excited to do Shadowheart though, eventually, whenever I get around to her. I play the game side by side with my partner, like I said, but I somehow managed to glaze over their side of the screen during any of their character interactions, or a lot of them. So I still get to piece together things as I go through them on my own. Like, not everything, but I swear that there's an early game conversation you can have with Shadowheart that I just didn't remember existing until I had it myself with her in a different playthrough. And it's definitely happened before. You know what, it's a little late into the video, but let me give you a rundown of the actual game in case you have no idea what it is still, like I did for a really long time. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons in the form of a game, which is very nice if you can't find anyone to play D&D with. There are 3 acts, and you get to run around open world style within each act, but like once you cross into a new act, you can't go back to the old one. The basic plot of the game is you and a bunch of other people were snatched up. You had a gross leech thing stuck into your brain that everyone calls a tadpole for some reason. It's got gross teeth on it. It's got a gross round mouth with teeth on it, and I don't think it has legs, but I could be wrong. Anyway, that's in your brain, and now you have to run around trying to figure out how to get it out. If you don't get it out, you're going to turn into a mind flayer, which is a guy with tentacles for a face and an exposed brain. And then, as a mind flayer, you'll eat brains yourself and be part of a hive mind. So you'll lose who you are to this other being. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure if that's even you anymore. Like, it just sounds like the tadpole took your body over like a parasite, rather than you're still in there. Anyway, in the game, you keep getting sent here and there trying to find a cure in time, and along the way you can pick up companions who you can talk to and you can get to know them, and there's fun little dialogue things that happen in camp when you go to sleep for the night, and there's side quests. I love the side quests, and there's fights. I also love the fights. And you have to let the luck of the dice sometimes decide your fate, because it's D&D, and D&D runs on dice rolls. If you don't like it, then just save a bunch. It's a pretty big game, so if you're just playing it casually, you will find new things each time you play. And of course, there's the different endings depending on who you help and save or manage to keep alive until the end. Because apparently, some characters have ways to die multiple times, and they're really hard to get out of. Question mark? I don't know. I've only played it through once, and that was on easy mode. Also, if this is important to you like it is to me, yes, you can romance the romanceable characters as any gender. And yes, there are several canonical gay and lesbian couples in the game. I think there are also trans characters, but I haven't looked it up yet to confirm. And yes, there is a polyamorous romance option, but I am sobbing over it. Game devs, please give me something else. I don't want the option you gave me. Like, I'll take it, but I'm fighting for scraps. I keep going back and forth on if I want to do similar pieces for the rest of the BG3 characters or not. Like, I think I would like to, but the big question is, who do I include in the series if I do more? Like, do I only do the origin characters? I think that's 6 characters. Or do I do every romance option? That's 8. Do I branch out into other people you can pick up, like Jaheira or Minsk? My favorite lesbian couple of all time? Volo? I hate that guy. Oh, I could do Scratch. That wouldn't make any sense, but I could do him. If you're unaware, Scratch is a dog that you can pick up. Let me know if you have any thoughts on that, because I have no idea where to cut them off or if I should keep going. And also, let me know if I should chip away at them on my own time, or if you want to see videos of each one of them, like this one. Speaking of this one, I decided that I wanted to try out a different brush for the shading than just doing cell shading like I've been enjoying lately. Just some experimenting with blending. I like what I've been doing with the cell shading, but I can never decide what kind of render style I want to do or stick with. I mean, same thing for my lines. I change up my line work all the time. And just about everything else, but that's okay. I'm having fun with experimentation, and that's the important part. By the way, I do post other art besides what I make for these videos on social media. On my main YouTube page is a link to my card, which has every active social media page that I frequent at the moment. But my main spaces are Blue Sky and Tumblr right now. Same handle as on here, faerielights, with 2 eyes and lights. Twitter, X, is just kind of there. And I have an enemies to enemies relationship with Instagram. We don't see eye to eye. So if you want to keep up with me and see what else I draw outside of YouTube, Blue Sky or Tumblr is your best bet. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with me in my Baldur's Gate brain rot hellhole. If you've also played it, or you've watched someone else play it, or you just know your answer anyway, let me know who your favorite is to romance. I love Karlach. Did you know? Could you tell yet? But I have to admit, I watched Astarion's romance path, and it got me. I guess I'm not immune. Also, let me know what your favorite class or race to play is. I have developed an unhealthy attachment to tieflings because of this game. The tiefling kids did nothing wrong.